Morning to you and the viewers. Well, we note the judgment and the party will be studying it, particularly given the impact it will have as far as party funding is concerned. You will recall that there is the Party Funding Act which is now in effect, but there are important lessons which come out of what the Constitutional Court has said. Secondly, we remain concerned, of course, that the trend which is emerging out of the Public Protector Office, wherein there is a continuous erring insofar as the interpretation of the law is concerned, and a trend as well to seek to rewrite laws of the country for all intents and purposes through the back door. These are important matters that we need to deal with, and it's probably important that there is, again, a skills assessment insofar as the capabilities which are in that office. We believe that the Constitutional Court was very fair, balanced and measured in the judgment that it has given, and we believe that all of us must now go back and reflect as political parties on the internal processes which we employ insofar as political funding is concerned, because ultimately there has to be some form of accountability, and I think the fact that there's a Party Funding Act which is in place now is a good launch pad to actually reflect upon so far as this judgment.
On the one hand, it's the political party funding, but on the other hand, it's that other scathing indictment on the public protector. How do you think the Public Protector's Office is taking this latest development?
Well, I think it's a moment of necessary reflection here again, because it's not the first scathing, judgment which has come out from the various courts insofar as the public protector is concerned. But at the same time, we do need to afford the public protector an opportunity to explain himself and the office to explain themselves. And this, of course, will also, as far as we are concerned, play itself out in the inquiry which will be taking place in Parliament insofar as the whole office is concerned. We firmly believe that the alternate party rule is important here for the public protector, but this is a moment again where they have to reflect very, very carefully on the interpretation of the law, and also to avoid at all costs being thrown into the politics of the day and end up interpreting the laws politically and not legally.
What does it say to South Africa's legal and political processes that it took 3 years to come to this decision when arguably there are other really pressing matters in the country?
Well, that has always been a concern to the IFP, that the wheels of justice turn very, very slowly, and also that our courts are not moving with the necessary speed and urgency and agency which is required to resolve important and urgent matters. And so we believe that there is a need for further capacitation, particularly in terms of resources and expertise of our courts to be able to deal with these matters. This is across the spectrum, whether it's criminal or civil matters, and it is a problem. I mean, one example, we speak about the recoveries of cost of money lost to the state because of corruption, and you find that at the end it's a cosmetic judgment and the money is gone. So there are important lessons which come out of this as well.
Well, thank you so much for making the time to speak to us. He is the national spokesperson of the Inkatha Freedom Party. We have reaction from the Democratic Alliance, which apparently is not speaking to media, but they just sent out a note to say, "Dear colleagues, the Democratic Alliance notes the judgment of the Constitutional Court on the CR17 matter. The party is not responsible for decisions made by the former leader, in this case Mr. Maimane, and his chief of staff, which the Constitutional Court has today shown to have been made erroneously and without legal standing. I personally warned against the matter at the time when I served as chief whip. I would suggest that the media refer all queries on the matter to Mr. Maimane himself." John Steenhuisen, leader of the Democratic Alliance, will not take responsibility for the actions of their previous leader. Let's take you back to